Chaoyang Phantom. Are they good? Are they bad? Let's find out. What's up my friends, my name is Mike and we'll look at the Chaoyang Phantom series in 29" with 2.2" width. Starting off with the speed, moving on to the dry and finally going to wet. But first of all, let's weigh them in with our trusty kitchen scale. We have around 640 grams for the wet, without sidewall protection, 640 on the dry without sidewall protection, and around 680 for the speed with sidewall protection. Those are quite impressive numbers. I mean, they are fairly light and they are really light. So let's move on to the Phantom speed. I rode them on my back tire for around, half a year, a bit over 1,000 kilometers. And as you can see, the profile is quite flat, with the exceptions of the side knobs, which are quite high in comparison. However, they're all fairly low. The sidewall, with the sidewall protection, is quite stiff, so the tires are stiff, so you can ride them actually with quite a low pressure without having to fear that they walk. These are pretty much the fastest rolling tires I ever had, except for on road bikes. So yeah, they are fast, that's what they say, and they are quite grippy actually, if you account the first 500 kilometers. If you account the next 500 kilometers, you will see that they actually lose their grip quite gradually. I don't really see that as a problem since they are quite cheap and you can replace them, but brand names usually last a bit longer. However, as I said, these are quite fast and sturdy. Now, the only thing I really have to complain about is tubeless, because I couldn't set them up tubeless because they lost air all the time. Especially at the beginning, I lost about 4 psi for a race, about 3 hours. That is actually quite a lot. Now, in the end, they actually held the air. At the very end, I didn't lose any pressure except a couple of 1 or 2 psi over a week, which is normal for tubeless tires. So every other week you just pump them up, so that's fair enough. However, it really bumped me that I couldn't take my tires out for a big ride without having to fear that I lose some air, so I pumped them a bit harder for the beginning so that I have an adequate amount of air at the end. It really bothered me, but I know why that is. For that I showed you the Chaoyang Phantom dry. Didn't rode this one, but as you can see, the profile is way knobbier than from the Chaoyang speed. The side knobs are actually, I think, as high at best, if not lower, than from the speed. But what I was about to say is that if I show you inside, you can see that there is a coating, and this coating, this coating is a pain in the rear. Now let me tell you why this coating even exists. Because it's great for having tubes. So if you put in some tubes, they won't stick to the inner sidewall from the tire. However, if you try to ride them tubeless, they will lose pressure because of that, because the tubeless sealant can't go onto the sidewall, the inner wall, and stick there. So you will lose pressure because it's just not sealed correctly. Yes, after 500k or 1,000 kilometers, this problem will not occur, but until then it's quite annoying. You can avoid that if you try some hacks, which I will explain later on, but it's still annoying that you can't ride them tubeless. Phantom Dry, as the name stated, I think is for dry weather. The Phantom Speed is for really hard packed surfaces or tarmac. You will be faster, you will be extremely fast on the speed instead of the dry, but I think that the dry are quite fast. There's still the Phantom Chaoyang Wet. That one was on my front tire. As you can see, the knobs, the center knobs and the side knobs are way higher, which will give you extra traction. However, they will slow you down ever so slightly. Reason being that they are actually for wet conditions, that's why I chose them for the front. To use them for more grip, and they actually had way more grip than I thought. Yes, they were still fast. I mean, look at the profile, it's about speed, but they're not as fast as this. I think that goes without saying. I mean, Chaoyang Phantom, which looks actually quite similar to the Chaoyang Speed, is faster than the Racing Ray, although both are racing tires. So I would say that this is a great racing front tire, or let's say a trail, light trail Duncan rear tire. It will actually fit very nicely into that. Now, I've ridden them in the past. Let's see what my past self thinks about them. Alright, so after 600 kilometers, I can tell right now on the tour what's wrong with them, what's not. Like, honestly, they are quite good, they are quite fast, they have quite good grip for what they are, fast rolling tires. The wet and the speed, I gotta tell you that they are really fast, they are light as hell, like 600-650 grams. However, I have to bring a pump with me for a 3-4 hour tour, because I lose 2 or 3 up to 4 psi depending on the conditions. And no, they're not damaged, it's just the side walls are just literally, you can't see it right now, but they were dripping sealant like into minute places around there. So yeah, but they do actually offer you quite a lot of grip and they're quite fast. So what can I tell you about the Phantom series as a conclusion? They are fast. They are really fast. They are quite grippy. Again, you will definitely see that after 500 kilometers, this traction will go down. After 1000 kilometers, you will especially see the rear tire, the Chaoyang Speed, that the traction goes down quite immensely. However, they cost 35 bucks, 30 to 35 bucks. So I can say that they are quite annoying to ride tubeless, but if you ride tubes or do some hacks to get the coating from the inner side out, they are actually great, and they are a great solution if you're low budget or you want to try something new and, well, just check some race tires. I'd say if they get more prominence and the tubeless setup wouldn't be that messy, they would be a lot more common, and I think they would be up there with the on-brand names because they are really good and I can't stretch it enough. Now I spoke about the tubeless hacks, let's see how to actually do that. First of all, you can use something like a disc brake cleaner or any kind of cleaner, degreaser, and just wipe the insides with that. Or on another level, which is also possible, flip them inside out and throw them into the washing machine. They will come out without the inner coating. I haven't tried it yet. I'm actually a bit scared, but I actually think that this will work, and that, yeah, this is, in my opinion, the biggest problem with these tires. But what's your opinion? Have you considered riding them? Are you considering it? Have you ridden them, or do you want to ride them? Let me know in the comments, and maybe let your experiences down in the comments below so the others can read them as well. With that said, thanks for watching, subscribing, and till next time.